not send him there to vote his conscience. We did not send him there to do the right thing or whatever he said he was doing. We sent him there to represent us.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you guys. Welcome to the midweek edition of the Full 100. Today is Wednesday, the 17th of February. It's a much better week this week than we've had in the last couple of weeks. A much more milder week, shall we say. Guys, you saw the clip I just started with. What you saw there, guys, is a leader of a faction of a main political party. So like the leader of the Birmingham faction of the Tory party, or the leader of the Scottish faction of the Tory party, saying those words you just heard there. We did not send a senator to the Senate to do the right thing. Think about it for a minute. Today's show is titled The Shocking State of Our World. Guys, without further ado, let's drill into it. Let's get down to today's show. I saw a few bits and pieces since the riots, the insurrection, the attempted coup in America that has really... I've got people commenting on videos, Republicans commenting on my channel, saying this is not the Republican Party that I remember. I've got people saying this is so embarrassing the way this actually looks to us. It makes me feel embarrassed. These are people commenting on my videos who are American, who are Republicans, commenting on my videos on my channel. And it's getting worse by the day. The state of play right now, guys. And I just want to say something, right? This isn't just an American thing. And I'm going to make that clear as the show goes on. However, obviously the clips I've put together to bring the show together are based in America, but it applies here as well. The state of play right now, guys, is this. The Republican Party, many of you, if you've been keeping up with politics, you know that Trump just got impeached. When he got impeached, 10 Republicans voted with all the Democrats in the House to impeach him. So 10 people broke ranks and said Trump is a criminal and he did this. He incited this riot. So then he went to the Senate. 7 out of 50 voted with the Democrats, 7 Republicans. So all in all, in the lower house and the upper house, there's 17 Republicans who broke ranks, right? And called it for what it is, which is doing the right thing. What's happened to those 17 lawmakers in the last week is shocking. The Republican Party is rewarding those who stood up for the lies and stood up for the bad behavior of the insurrection, rewarding them and patting them on the back. And those who stood up against it and told the truth are being sanctioned, or as the Republicans complain, they're being cancelled by their own parties. They've been reprimanded. It's a shocking state of affairs. And that's what's led to the clip you've just seen at the beginning, where the chairman of a branch of the party can say, well, we didn't send him there to do the right thing. We didn't send him there to do the right thing. We didn't send him there to tell the truth. We sent him there to do what we think, what we tell him to do. So lawmakers are stuck between a rock and a hard place, because most of these state people, most of these other people believe in all the cuckoo stuff. They believe in QAnon. They believe that the rioters were Black Lives Matter. they believe the people that broke into the Houses of Parliament the other day were Black Lives Matter, Antifa. They were nothing to do. They weren't Trump supporters. These are the same people that Trump said, we love you. But then after he says, we love you, someone says, well, I don't think there was Trump's people. They were Antifa and they were Black Lives Matter. And they're running with it now. It's terrible. Guys, today's show is going to show you how sick our world's really getting. It will be cured at some point by that party imploding and people seeing things for what they are. Many people are waking up, for sure. I've got videos recorded of, people seeing the light. I just haven't aired them because there's no reason to air them as yet. But yeah, people are coming back. But in the meantime, though, when you have the leaders of a political party clearly saying to the public, we didn't send our senator to the Senate, to Washington, to do the right thing, or whatever that might be. We sent him to go do what we tell him to do. So if we tell him to say that the election was stolen, even though it's a lie, then you best go do that, even though it's a lie. Really. Guys, I'm going to start with the first video now. Take a look at this video and see what's the backlash within this party against truth tellers, against good guys. Practically saying, we don't want no good guys. If you're a good guy, we don't want you. Get the hell out. If you're prepared to play skullduggery, if you're prepared to cheat and lie and tell and do whatever it takes, then you're our guy. Take a look at this.
The Pennsylvania State Republican Party has emailed county officials to say it's going to meet to decide if they're going to take any action against Toomey. Right? The context here is Burr is about to get censured tonight. Cassidy's already been censured. And he really took a stand. Cassidy did, right? Because he's going to be up for re-election. He's not retiring. He's not rerunning, right? He put his entire career on the line to do the right thing. Do you think anything will happen to Toomey from the Republican Party in your state?
You know, it's strange to hear Republican organizations complain about cancel culture, and yet they're seeking to censure Republican elected officials who have done nothing more than told the truth. If they would like to censure someone, I would suggest they censure Republican elected officials who are lying to voters. Those lies have consequences, as we've seen around the country, as we've seen in Washington, D.C., as I've seen, outside my house. There are consequences to these lies. And honestly, I don't know what the solution is to get around all of this. I've been asked, what is the best way to communicate with this? How do you break through this mindset that just seemingly wants to be lied to? And I've seen it in my own family. I've seen it with my own friends.
Welcome back, guys. Now, you see, since 2016, yeah, the trend started really from 2016. And like I keep saying, that trend started because Trump knew he was rubbish at the job. So he needed to blast the press that were going to question him and basically remove their status if he could, or chip away at it. He didn't chip away completely with normal folk, but he was successful with many people. I talk to many people today who think the press is this and they don't. No one in the press tells the truth. That's all from Trump. But since 2016, truth tellers have been vilified. Truth tellers have been the bad guys. If you support the crazy calls, yeah, you're the guy. And there was something telling about what the guy said at the end of that video is that, how do you change mindsets? How do you change the mindset of people who want to be lied to? Genuinely, there are people that just don't care about the truth. I mean, it's like if someone says to you today is Wednesday, even though it's actually Tuesday. And you think it might be Tuesday because you know it's actually Tuesday, but you don't even care that the person telling you is Wednesday is lying to you anymore. You wait. It's like the world's just, a portion of the world is just past it. They don't care if it's Thursday today and you're telling them it's Monday. It doesn't matter. We don't care. We don't care. Who cares what day it is? It's that type of a mentality, and it's disturbing. It's disturbing because I think we're going to have a whole new type of environment when this pandemic's over, where we're at a certain point, and it will take every ounce of every agency, press, to really unwind people. Because there is an element of radicalization as well in all of this. There is an element of radicalization because when you got a bunch of people that don't care what you're telling them and don't really care if it's the truth, then that means you really can tell them anything and they'll act on it. Think about it. If you got a group of, if you got 10 million strong people that really, they just say, we don't care. Throw TVs, throw news. What did the boss say? The boss said this, so okay, let's act on it. We don't care if it's true or not. It's a dangerous kind of state of affairs, guys. Really is. I'm going to go to the second video now, yeah? Now, here's the full clip of the 12-second clip you saw at the beginning of the show. Here's the context of that clip. Take a look at this.
Toomey, he's the latest Republican lawmaker to face a threat of censure from his home Commonwealth party after he voted to convict President Trump. But listen to this. This is the chairman of one of Pennsylvania's local GOP affiliates, and this is what he had to say about possible censure and Senator Toomey.
We did not send him there to vote his conscience. We did not send him there to do the right thing or whatever he said he was doing. We sent him there to represent us.
I mean, is this is now the Republican Party's anthem? We did not send him there to vote his conscience. We did not send him there to do the right thing or whatever.
Welcome back, guys. Now, what do you say about something like that? It's like, it's head scratching that these guys will say that with all seriousness, not just to whoever they're talking to, but to the world. You're telling the world, we sent this MP to Parliament not to do the right thing. We didn't send him there to do what's right. We sent him there to listen to us, whatever we tell him it is that we want. It's not about doing the right thing. That's crazy. That's crazy. Guys, I got one last clip. Now, this is the flip side to this argument. So you got the side of just not caring what the truth is. And then you got the other side of when a real incident happens and it's not accepted. So you got one side that don't care about the truth, and then those same people, when you flip it on the other side, where you say to them, here is the truth in black and white, here's the truth, here's my passport, they can still see your passport and say, no, that's not your passport, no, that's not your picture, even though it's you. That's the flip side to this thing. It's absolutely nuts. So some senators now, some who were running for their own lives on that day, and now saying, oh, this was no armed insurrection. We didn't. What arms? Did he any shooting? Only the police shot that woman. We don't. Like, armed insurrection is only guns. Since when is armed insurrection only guns? So when they got baseball bats and metal poles and these guys had guns. They had AR-15s. If you look clearly in the crowd, you see a whole heap of them with AR-15s and side weapons and all sorts. Guys have tasers and all sorts. And you have a senator saying he doesn't think it was an armed insurrection. Someone who went into hiding on the day. Take a look at this clip.
And Gloria, now we have Republican Senator Ron Johnson of Wisconsin. He says that the attack wasn't even an armed insurrection. Take a listen.
Yeah. This didn't seem as like an armed insurrection to me. I mean, armed, when you hear of armed, don't you think of firearms? Mm-hmm. Here's questions I would have liked to ask. How many firearms were confiscated? How many shots were fired? I'm only aware of one, and I'll defend that law enforcement officer for taking that shot. It was a tragedy, okay? But I think there was only one.
Just absolutely insane. I mean, we all saw the violence. And we should just also note, Senator Johnson, who had words with Senator Mitt Romney on the floor, he accused Mitt Romney of incitement because he voted for witnesses for that. For voting for witnesses, he said that's incitement.
Look, it's crazy. He's lashing out. I mean, has he not heard about the truck full of explosives? Are explosives firearms? Did people die? What is he talking about? What would have happened if those insurrectionists had gotten into the chambers? I mean, it's absolutely absurd. I don't know what he's trying to defend here or who he's trying to defend.
Guys, we're at the end of the show now. I've just got a few comments to make. Don't think this is just in politics, guys. The same way this guy is denying the insurrection is the same way I know people who are denying, after having COVID, that COVID exists. I've got an ex-sister-in-law, right, who had COVID, who was on life support machine. And now she's got past it, doesn't believe COVID is real. A huge swathe of the black community does not believe this virus is real. So again, this thing is a double-edged type of disease where you got deniers, you got those who don't care about truth anymore. When you fact check something on a platform, they tell you, well, how are you going to believe that? And well, I'd rather. So they don't respect any fact checking because they don't care about the truth. You got that side. And then you got the flip side of, even when you then say to them, no, here is the truth, and you show them videos of the person saying it, they still turn around and say, no, they don't believe the fake, they don't believe the video. It's bad. I just thought I'd point it out on this show. It's something we should all be aware of. It's something we're going to be confronting. I'm telling you now, we're going to be confronting it as time goes on in many different ways. So guys, listen, I've come to the end of the show. I just want to say this. On Friday, I've got a doctor who's agreed to help us out, answer some questions. I did say on Monday, if you guys got any questions you'd like me to ask, please email them to anthonyspencer1967@gmail.com. I'll be happy to air those questions if they're not already on my list of questions that I've already set out for her. Failing that, guys, hit the subscribe button to be sure to get all our videos as we upload them. And I look forward to seeing you guys on Friday. Do not miss Friday's show. Subscribe now so you know when I've uploaded it. I'll see you all then. Take care. All the best. Bye-bye.